So after everything's counted, all the counts are entered or imported, I need to double check what's going on, and that's where the edit list is going to be useful. In the edit list, I have my physical count edit list. I have several views, so no grid information, list grid information, or the grid view. I tend to work with the list. I think it's a little bit, I can more quickly understand what's going on with the item if I put it in a list as opposed to a grid. And if I don't have gridded items, it won't matter what my selection is because normal items wouldn't need a grid or a list. On my parameters tab, what quantities do I want to print? So the default is frozen and actual counts. I could choose just actual counts, but I want to check things. And what I want to do is check what counts I've entered against what is considered frozen or part of my physical count tables. So frozen, actual counts, and variance, because I want to see what the discrepancies are. So I always pick this one. Let's make this really quick. I want to see what the problems are. Include uncounted items. You're going to want to include uncounted items. And the reason you want to include uncounted items, what if Counterpoint says you have 50 of these and nobody counted a single one? That's a problem. So I'm going to include uncounted items because I want to see the variance on uncounted items. And here it says print the variance for uncounted items. Absolutely. Now, this next one to me makes your work much easier if you print non-zero variances only. At this point, what we're doing is we're checking. We want to send people back for recounts if there's really a huge discrepancy. So print non-zero variances only. And then we're not doing serialized or serial numbers, but if you are, you're going to want to show the serialized or serial number detail. I'm going to turn that off for the moment, though. And I'm going to preview this. Oh, another checkbox, group by category if you want. My list isn't nearly that bad or big, so I'm just going to preview this. And what I'm going to see, let's go look at that atom CL2 here. Here I have that item that we know we put a count in on. It says 62, 5, and 5, but it has a total of 77. Oh, yeah, that is wrong. Oh, sorry. We have a total of 77 on hand. I counted 72. So the discrepancy here is -5. Now, there's a $778 discrepancy here. I'm thinking, yeah, I think I want to send somebody out to go and see if they can recount this and tell me that there are still 72 or if there are 77 or if somebody missed those 5 from somewhere. Definitely want to recount this one because wow, that is really far off. Anyway, this is what you're looking at here. Now, sometimes when you do this list, I always open it the first time and see how many pages it is. Well, mine's not that big because it's only 7 pages, but yours might be, a lot more. Well, maybe you want to reduce this list and focus on those things that are of, higher value. So value, I'm just going to put in 10,000 because, again, my data is all skewed. Plus or minus $10,000 in the variance, or quantity, plus or minus 130. So I think I have a lot of those. And let's preview that again. So here I have this value variance. There's 232, but remember my value is 10,000. It's still showing this $5,000 difference because it met the filter of the quantity variance, that plus or minus 130. So they work independent of each other. An item has to meet either one or the other. Counterpoint doesn't care if it meets both. It just has to be one or the other in your list. And now my list is only 4 pages long for me to look at instead of 7, or in your case, it might be, 13 pages instead of 75. So, and now you're just going to print this list and review it and then circle the things you want recounted. Maybe because I'm missing all of these items, maybe I missed a file for import. That could happen. Of course, not Perfect. So, so go out and do your recounts. Go back in. Now, unless you're missing everything, I would say at this point the handhelds need to be abandoned, and you're going to do all of your changes in physical count enter. So if I go back to my Atom -TL2 here, and they did find the other 5, I could either update this by 5, or because I have more count fields, put another 5 in and save that. There is a post button here. You want to save everything. This is your full annual count, and what you're looking for out of this is a full annual discrepancy list as well. If I start posting things individually, I'm not going to get that full list. So now when I go to my physical count enter, and I'm going to go to my edit list, so leave that, go back and set up my variances here. I don't want to see those. And I'm going to preview this. And when I look at for my TL2, it is now missing from the list because I found the 5 that were missing from my count. So I go from the SCD to the TL3 to the TL5. My one item, my TL2, is there. You would do your recounts, make your changes, reprint your edit list, review it again.